Nice to see you, Sir Noël. And if I don't say Sir Noël, please reprimand me sharply when...
I will.
Oh, wait. Hadn't expected that. You were knighted, I said a week ago. Is it more recent than that? I mean, is it longer ago than that, or was it...
It was a little further back than that.
Yes, I don't know why.
I get muddled, you know, with all these honors.
Do you? There's a rumor that you, in a sense, turned down knighthood or scoffed at it about 35 years ago.
I never scoffed at it, but I did turn it down because it was offered to me, I thought, for the wrong reason. It was because I'd just done what everybody insisted was a very patriotic play called Cavalcade.
Yes.
And I didn't think that was quite the moment. I thought better wait until age etches those fascinating lines and have it a bit later on.
I see. And so you waited. Is there anything that you can do now as a knight that you were not able to do before?
No, there are lots of things that I can't do now as a knight that I could do before.
I hope you won't feel too limited, though. I think that it would be very hard to accept the honor of being a knight. I think I would probably wear armor if I were given such an honor. And
it would be very uncomfortable.
I assume so.
No, I don't think armor's the thing. That went out, you know, some time ago.
I seem to remember that. You have been feted, if that's the word. I mean, F-E-T-E-D.
Fated.
Fated, I'm sorry. Feted has quite a different meaning, doesn't it?
It certainly has.
This show may be very near an end at this moment if I don't get my pronunciations correct. Yeah, but I think it was on your 70th birthday. There were weeks, it seemed like, of honors in England for you, or maybe it was all concentrated into 1 week, but stories kept coming over here.
No, it went on for quite a while. Mm-hmm. Lovely. Exhausting, but lovely.
It was exhausting.
Yeah.
Do you find that, I know you were interviewed by almost every publication over there. Was it hard to keep coming up with things to say that were fresh and new? And
well, you know, that's never been one of my major problems. Mm-hmm. But I did get a little tired of answering the ordinary questions.
Yes.
Because sometimes they were so awfully alike.
I'll try to avoid as many pitfalls as I can.
That was just a warning.
I think... I find that you are one of those people whose name, I cannot imagine it being anything but Noël Coward. You seem to fit your name. I hope this isn't too silly a comment, but it occurred to me as I was standing backstage, do you have a middle name? And I asked someone suddenly, and they said, I assume not. Is that a fair question?
Unfortunately, it's a perfectly fair question, and I regret to say I shall have to answer it.
There is?
My mother had a friend called Jessie Pierce, and for some reason best known to herself, my middle name is Pierce. But in order to take the horror of it away a bit, it's P-E-I-R-C-E. So we don't use it.
Oh, probably just as well. You're what is the word for when one has terrific, prolific qualities?
Talent.
Yeah. Your talent. It's those long words that I stumble on. Has there ever been a time in all of these years, when you look back at a list of all the things you've done, it's just staggering, the number of songs alone, let alone the plays, the movies, all of the other things. Has there ever been a time when the Coward well seemed to be running dry, where you thought, maybe I can't?
Frankly, no.
No.
Not really. There have been a few fallow periods. But then the great thing is that I've always done, all my life, when I think that I've been over-writing or overacting, which is a rare occurrence, I go away to the other side of the world for about 9 months. That is the usual gestation period, you know.
Yes.
And
that
then I come back refreshed, I think.
You come back great with play, do you? Do you mind people completing your metaphors? I don't mean to jump in.
I didn't know that was a metaphor.
Oh, well. I'm going to keep moving very quickly here. I was stunned to read that In Which We Serve, the great film that, about which Alexander Wolcott said, if you had never done anything else in your life, you would be richly famous. I was reading about that, and there was a time in that film where you almost didn't survive the making of the film. Could you tell that story? Do you know the incident I'm referring to?
When I was nearly drowned, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, it was great fun, that was. But it was quite simple. It's not a very interesting story, but we did all the sea stuff in a tank in the studio. But for certain shots, we had to go outside the studio into a real large tank. And I had to stand on the bridge, which was only just a bit of a bridge showing, and go over into the water with the bridge on top of me. Yeah. That was a bit tricky, but I fought my way free just in time.
Did your life flash before your eyes and think I may never get to do the Dick Cavett show or anything like that at that moment?
Well, you know, I thought I might do the Dick Cavett show, and so it sort of brought me up to the surface.
That's all the epitaph I want. Have you ever hated an audience?
Very, very often indeed.
Have you?
Yes.
Often people in the theater say there is no such thing as a bad audience, and the people who had the most experience say that. I'm interested in that.
Well, they vary. Generally with the days of the week. Monday's a bit of a beast, as a rule. Tuesday cheers up a bit. Wednesday matinee dicey. Wednesday night warmer. Thursday, as a rule, good. Friday the best. Saturday matinee, terrible. Saturday night, either marvelous or ghastly.
Wonder why that is on Saturday night.
Well, because I don't know, there are a lot of out-of-town people in, and they are not quite sure when they're expected to laugh. I'd try to make it clear.
Is your friendship with the Luntz, can you remember the actual meeting when you first laid eyes on the Luntz?
Well, I didn't exactly lay eyes on the Luntz. But I did know Linny many years ago when she was playing at the Royalty Theatre in London. We used to meet at a splendid little joint called the Ham and Bone Club. That was way back. That was 1917 about. Alfred I didn't meet until 1921, when I came to America for the first time, when he was already engaged to Lynn. I say engaged, but it was very lovely because I'd never seen him before, and we all three became absolutely devoted to each other and decided that when the day dawned, and we knew it was going to, when we were all three stars in our own right, that I would write a play for the three of us. And the result of all that was Design for Living.